So, any questions on that? So there are your 10 functions, your domain and ranges of all of them. We'll probably take some time to talk a little bit more about why they have those shapes again. I want to give you a quick glimpse at a piecewise function again, just because I am not sure if we're going to be here tomorrow.
That's a hit. You're saying we have no school?
You told me we probably wouldn't be
I'm going anyway.
Yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Sure. Come on.
Mr. Armstrong made a good point because like these things we don't know. And now we're having to make the stuff doesn't matter for seniors.
I'm saying, doesn't matter to me, I don't care. Bring on the snow days, I do not care.
Next year,
I'm not making them up.
we have the worst weather I've ever seen, and we just stay.
Oh, I would love to get freaking snowed in right now.
Have you ever seen that thing on Twitter where somebody like,
Yeah, everyone help us out.
Alright, hey, up here.
Like shredded
Here's an
ice.
example of a
Dump it on
piecewise
the sidewalk.
function. Okay? And a piecewise function is a function that follows different rules for different domains, for different x values. Okay? A piecewise function is a function that follows different rules for different sets of x values. Okay? So, what this is saying is it's saying y is equal to x squared, but only for these x values. So what I would do, if I were to graph this, I don't know if I'm going to have enough room. What I would do is I'd kind of make a table of values. I'd probably do it mentally, you could definitely write it out. Okay? I'd make a table of values for this function, y equals x squared. But when I make my table of values, I would only use these x values, where x values are greater than or equal to 1. So I'd do like 1 and 2 and 3 and so on. Okay? Plug in a 1, you get 1. Plug in a 2, you get 4. Plug in a 3, you get 9. So I'd plot those points. 1, 1, 2, 4, 3, 9. Okay? And I just draw that part of it. Okay, y equals x squared is a parabola, right? But I'm not going to draw the whole parabola because I'm only graphing y equals x squared for these x values. So I'm only drawing that part of the parabola from where x is 1 and greater.
Then wouldn't there not be the little arrow thing on the top?
No, because it keeps going. It's going to keep going because I'm going to keep going to the right. It's just down here I don't put any arrow. Because I could plug in a 4, a 5, a 6, a 7, an 8, a 9, and so on.
Above.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's all right. Okay? The next one, y equals 2. What does the graph of y equals 2 look like? Zach?
What was that?
What does the graph of y equals 2 look like?
Yeah, it's going to be this way, isn't it? Oh.
Horizontal line at 2, but I'm only going to draw it from here to here. And I'd actually put open circles because I don't include once I get to a 1 for an x value. I'm going to have a horizontal line at 2 from -2 to 1, but not including either of those x values. So that's why I'd have an open circle here and an open circle here. And the last one, y equals 2x minus 1, when x is less than or equal to -2. Again, I didn't make a table of values for this one, guys, because it would always be 2, right? I mean, you can make your table of values if you want. But what would the y value always be? 2. So I'd have something 2, something 2, something 2. Okay? What x values can I use here? -2, -3, -4, and so on, right? Okay? So -2 would be -5. That stinks. Right? So basically, -2 would be -5, so -2, -5 would be right down here. And then -3 would be -7, so it'd be right down there. And then there would be the last part of the graph. I just made this up off the top of my head and didn't have enough room to graph it. But here would be essentially what your piecewise function looks like. You're following this rule for these x values, then you're following this rule for those x values, and then you're following the x squared for any x values greater than or equal to 1. Okay? Questions on that piecewise? We'll talk more about them when we meet next, okay? You can do domain and range for piecewise. Domain will end up being all real negative to positive.
We do.
But the range can be crazy all the time. So. Okay. See ya.